We're approaching the end of the year, and I'm trying to get back to the habit of having conversations with you, the audience. The whole reason why this channel exists, the thing that I wanted when I first started Quackalope, an opportunity to connect, produce great quality content, and to chat back and forth. And today, I kind of want to have a conversation about something that I'm highly conflicted on. I love campaign games. Anyone that's watched this channel knows that I entered it through Kingdom Death. Like, that is my entry point. A 60-hour campaign that I still have, to this day, never won. Not including the expansions and the side stories and the tons of different pathways or variable different builds that you could take. And I cover campaign games. I mean, I've got Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin, the prototype sitting right here. I talked about Oathsworn excessively. Frosthaven, I covered 2 years ago on this channel, and the core game just arrived. Madara, I have been unboxing and screaming about for what feels like a century. Massive Darkness 2, I got a chance to playtest, prototype, do a TTS simulator mod of, and my copy's still not open. And Seventh Continent might have been one of the most storied journeys I have had. And I still have a copy sitting here. Don't worry, I did sell one of them. And my heart kind of broke as the expansions and the upgrades and all the stuff that I pledged on Kickstarter left, and I held on to the 2 core boxes. But I still have that bit of me that sort of lying to myself, saying that I will actually one day be able to play through it. And I don't think I'm unique in this. I don't think I'm alone in this. That's the hard part about this conversation is, yeah, it's hard for me to play games because I run a board game channel. It's hard for me to play through campaigns because the audience doesn't stick with it. It doesn't continue to carry through. You know, it's hard to convince someone on YouTube that they should watch 10 episodes of something instead of talking about the new hype or the next big thing or the Kickstarter that's coming out. But you have a life, family, children, work, other hobbies that you like to do. You have campaign games that you want to play. And you're probably also, just like me, excited about them, buying them, backing them, supporting them, and not making your way through them. So, it's time to take a look. It's time to have an honest conversation. It's time to really evaluate what are we getting out of these titles? Why do we have them? And do I actually need any more campaign games? And I'm a little scared the answer is no. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be covering them. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be excited about them. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to be backing them. The reality is, I already know of 3 or 4 campaigns moving into the next year that I am insanely excited about. So I have a problem. I not only want campaign games, I'm going to continue getting and buying and backing campaign games, but I'm not playing them. That's really hard. It's a bad spot to be in. And I don't have all my thoughts figured out on this. Like I said, this is genuinely a conversation. So leave your comments down below. Let me know your advice. Let me know your struggles. Let me know your challenges. Let me know what you figured out. Is it 1 campaign game a year? Is it that you just continue buying and backing and assume one day you'll actually be able to table them? Is it enough to own them? Because I get pretty much a lot of excitement, a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure out of unboxing and sharing and making it through the first 6 or 7 or 8 missions, if even that, and then sticking them on the shelf. Right? And knowing that one day maybe I'll have the right partner or the right friend or the right game group or the right context or the right channel or the right environment to actually journey through them. But the promise that they're there and that I could play them is maybe enough for now. And then again, maybe it's not. We have been thinking about this a lot recently here on Quackalope. We just got this brand new studio table, which you can see spread out in front of me, and it's dipped. Instead of filming on a folding table, we have a brand new, actual, legitimate board game table. It's coming from Bandpass Design out of Washington. I'll have a link down below. And this is going to let us actually cover campaigns on the channel in a way we never have before. Because before, you always had to break down and set up, break down and set up. Now, as you can see with Frosthaven spread out below us, we're actually going to leave something underneath our filming location. We can always open it up, the game will be ready to go, and we're going to commit to about a 2-month period of time to play through as much as we possibly can, which probably means, in our context, about 30 or 40 hours of straight gameplay produced for the channel, produced for Patreon, and then resulting in a full official review, breakdown, strategy guides, all that other nonsense. But it's also my work, and it's not your work. And we had to go out of our way to figure out how to make it, even as our work, a viable thing to do. So how are you doing it? How are you actually playing through campaign games? Because this is a lot. You could put 50, 60 hours into every single one of these titles, and that's not including losing and restarting. That's not including your game group breaking up like has happened to me multiple times in Kingdom Death. That's not including the fact that it takes up space and energy, and remembering the rules is hard, and that a lot of these are more lifestyle-based games than they are actual things where you can sit down and loosely and quickly play through them. And even those I struggle with. Little legacy games, like Welcome to the Moon downstairs. Shira and I are halfway through that. We love it. And we're not at the end. I mean, we haven't played through all of the stuff that came in from Railroad Inc. The scratch and writes or the flip and write games that have any type of legacy component, the Charterstone from Stonemaier Games, little sticker-based game. I did finish Rise of Fenris. I did, and I was really proud of myself. That's like 7 games. That's not a lot, for the amount that I've played Scythe. Honestly, it's a little embarrassing that I look at that and I'm like, I did that. I completed that campaign. And it was a lot of fun. I don't regret any moment of it, and I would love to journey through it again. I think that's the hard part, right? I really love these games. I do. I really love. Kings of Ruin, I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. Tainted Grail was in my top 10 of all time, and Kings of Ruin is doing it better. Oathsworn is one of the most insane games I and many of you have played in the last, 5 years? For me, that's my entire board game experience. This game over here, Seventh Continent, I hate playing it with other people. But man, is it not an amazing promise of a game. A giant world exploration game, choose your own adventure story with art and lore and various pathways. And when I'm 87 years old, I hope I have the cognitive ability to sit down and actually play through this. Probably won't. But I'm not going to get rid of that copy. Because I want to. I want to really badly. And I like that I still have the option. Frosthaven. A beast of a game, probably the most anticipated of all time, and some of you are going to spend the next 12 months just playing through it with your game group. God bless you. I'm jealous. I am. How are you going to do it? How are you going to keep that group together? How are you going to meet so regularly? How are you going to carry through with the campaign? Are you going to play anything else? Are you going to have other hobbies? Because I don't understand how that balance works, and I would love some advice from some people that can actually accomplish it. Madara, it's a tome of JRPG fantasy archetypes, of reading through story after story. It's a love letter to a board game that never really should have existed. And I want to play it so bad, especially now that I have the 1.5 upgrade pack sitting downstairs that makes the challenge of the game a little bit more scaled and ties it to the story and gives you new weapons and new expansions and new abilities. And I have the cool resin kits that are going to let me upgrade my characters as I play through, or throw in extra unique boss monsters. I don't know when I'm getting that game back to the table, no matter how good it is. I've struggled to play Kingdom Death, my favorite game of all time. I'm waiting to Christmas to unbox Massive Darkness 2. Now, granted, I got my copy really late, only a few months ago. However, I haven't needed to open it because I don't have the time to play it. And that's rough. And next year, I know of a lot of games that are going to be really good. And I've backed a lot of campaign games this year that are going to be coming in. And I'm going to continue doing that. And I'm going to continue talking about them. And I'm going to continue sharing them. And I'm going to continue being excited. Because this is the part of the hobby that I love the most. However, I would like to play them. And it's not a very satisfying ending to ask you a question, but that is what a conversation is about, right? I'm talking to you, and yeah, I do this to my friends as well. I monologue for about 10 minutes straight, and then I do at some point shut up and listen to what they have to say. And then I argue, and then 3 days later I hear what they said, and I come back and capitulate. Just telling you how it is, since we're on a one-to-one basis now. So let me know. How do I deal with this problem? Do you suffer the same thing? Are we in like a group meeting here? Hello, my name's Jesse. I struggle with campaign game challenges. And what's your advice? How do we deal with this? Where do we find the time? How do we cut out a section of our life that allows us to actually journey through one of these monstrosities, let alone all 16? Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. We're going to hopefully keep on having these conversations with you. And if we get enough comments, enough engagement, enough conversation down below, maybe we'll do a response video. We'll see. Either way, glad you're here. Glad I get a chance to talk with you. And I'm looking forward to sharing some actual journeys this next year. Whatever the case, whatever you do, remember to do the important thing. Get out and play some games. See you next time.